Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Guys Playing Games. I'm Perry.
And I'm Ed. And here we are again.
Here we are.
This is actually
Episode.
it's a milestone. It's episode 10.
You sure?
We've made double digits. Yeah, look, it says on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Episode
double
10.
digits. We made it.
Go us.
Hashtag life goals. Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Maybe when we hit another 0 on the end of that, people will actually listen to what we say.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
Who
will actually
knows?
want to listen to our
Yeah,
shitty podcast.
how I can't do maths. How far in the future is that?
I mean, so that's
2
90
months?
more. So it's 90 more weeks, which is
A lot.
A lot.
Like 2 years.
it's like 2 years.
Okay, cool.
See you in 2 years' time.
When you're listening to this,
Thank you.
listening to the archive in 2 years. Thanks for tuning in.
We called it.
Yeah,
That's what we are now.
this is for you.
This is for you. Okay, let's start again. Hello, I'm Perry.
Don't
Zed.
just do
No,
the
no,
introduction again. What are you doing?
I know, I'm losing my mind. How are you?
Yeah,
You
good.
good? What have you been playing?
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
Didn't you want to ask me about my big news? Got my haircut.
Oh yeah, look, you got his haircut.
I mean, you can't look on iTunes, but if you're watching the VOD,
You'll see me now stroking Ed's hair.
it's not weird at all.
It's not weird. The funny thing is, it's not.
Yeah, so I got my haircut last week. That was exciting.
Don't you get your haircut like once every 3 years?
It's not quite that long.
No.
Every 3 months, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah,
Looks good.
so, yeah, so,
that's good. Went for the safe, normal, just trim.
yeah. you know,
Nothing
it's
nothing
not-
outrageous.
Let's not go. Let's not
No
go crazy.
highlights or anything like that.
No.
Please do it. Like, if we ever, we need to have like a game-related bet where if you lose, you have to get like pink highlights, pink streaks in your hair.
That would be interesting.
I'd love to.
You're
know.
assuming that I'd lose.
You would lose.
No, I
I'm
don't
better at
think
you than every game we play.
It's not true at all.
Okay. I mean, everyone would tell you otherwise, but okay.
I don't know who this everyone is that you're talking of.
Who is everyone?
Yeah, who are these people?
Oh dear. Just tell me what you've been playing.
What have we been playing? Well, it's something we've both been playing.
We've
So
both been playing
I
it.
told you about it.
It's so fucking good.
I think this was maybe Friday. Was it Friday night? Saturday night? I can't remember what it was.
No, it was early in the week. It was
Oh, was
it
it?
was like it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're aware of a little-known Netflix TV program called Stranger Things,
A little known
Yeah.
Netflix thing.
um,
This show took the world by storm
yeah,
last
no, I
year.
was joking. I didn't mean that in a real sense. Yeah, so the new series is coming out at the end of the month, and there's a little promo-y, little freebie thing. They've released a mobile game. Now, you know, first thoughts when you hear free mobile tie-in mobile game is like, this is going to be horrendous.
It's going to be reskinned Candy Crush, guys.
And it's going to be full of microtransactions, and it's just generally going to be awful. So the surprising thing is, A, there are 0 microtransactions, and B, it's freaking awesome.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah, go on, you explain.
yeah, so it's like an old school. Obviously, it's old school because the Stranger Things, the whole concept and thing is it's
80s,
very
isn't it?
80s.
Yeah.
It's a love letter to 80s TV and cinema. Yeah, so it's a pixely top-down RPG, action
Scroller,
RPG
yeah.
type thing. And yeah, it's amazing.
It's very reminiscent to Zelda: Link's
Mhm.
Awakening.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's very reminiscent of that.
Yeah, so it's like a top-down 2D pixelized RPG thing. And it's really cool. You start off as playing as the police officer.
Chief, yeah, I can't remember his
Hopper.
name.
Is it Hopper? Hooper?
Hopper, something like that.
It's one of them. One of them two.
We're big fans.
Yeah, and you kind of start off at this kind of lab, and you have to puzzle your way through the lab to rescue one of the kids. And once you kind of get through the lab, you kind of accrue more characters as you're going through. So
Mhm.
like when you rescue one of the kids, like they like join you and they have different abilities, which allow you to get into different areas and stuff. And then once you kind of get through that first bit of the lab, then you kind of find yourself on this like huge open map of like the little town, which is nuts.
So fucking big.
Yeah, it's
like,
really big.
It's the entire town of Hawkins.
Yeah, plus
it's
like
nuts.
the woods and like the upside down and like it's so cool.
It's like for a free game.
Yeah, it's just like a promotional thing.
It's insanely cool.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I downloaded it because I heard it had come out. I just thought I'd have a look. And like so I must have sat and played it for like an hour or so, just because it was like, this is amazing. Like,
now I'm really hoping that the storyline to this isn't the storyline to Stranger Things season 2.
I didn't get that at all from my time playing.
So
because it didn't seem to like really tie in with the TV. Apart from like the characters and the setting, it's not really.
See, that's the thing. Like, so it was nothing. It was obviously not reminiscent of season 1. Like, it wasn't to do with. It wasn't the storyline of season 1.
Yeah, but so like the way this starts with you like rescuing one of the kids from a lab, it doesn't really fit in with where we kind of left things.
Yeah, true.
I think this is just a separate thing.
Okay, well, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I didn't get that impression at all. But yeah, if you like your old 8-bit role-playing games, you should definitely check it out. Even if you don't actually, it's do
it. It's free.
Yeah,
and it's a really fucking cool game.
Phones and tablets and stuff. I really like the control system actually. I thought it was very nicely.
Tap system.
Yeah, really nicely designed. Really nicely done. It kind of plays with the old that old. It's got the kind of old mechanics in it, but it's kind of like tweaked and like updated for the kind of touchscreen devices, and it works. Yeah, it works really well.
It would have been really cool if there was like a toggle to be able to have like
the little thumbsticks.
Like that would be really cool. Or like 2 buttons and
a pad.
That would be really cool.
Like virtual thumbsticks are always a bit chunky because you haven't got that tactility of like actually using the thumbsticks. So. But yeah, you're
talking to a guy that completed every Pokemon game with an emulator on his mobile. Like, I'm great with that. Like, I have no problems with that. You need to get your hands on an emulator and like play old Game Boy games. Get some practice in. But yeah, that game was actually great, and I'm actually gonna finish it.
Yeah,
I want to finish it. You say you were telling me you got to like chapter 3.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit. You say I'm a bit behind you from what you're saying.
You're a little bit behind me. I just finished chapter 4.
I'm not sure how many chapters there are. I can't remember.
So there are 8 unlockable characters, and I'm assuming that you get a character at the end of every chapter, which has been what's happened so far. Or if like, it would be really cool if you get all of the characters unlocked and then you get like an additional chapter, like to round it up. Like that would be really cool. So yeah, I'm expecting.
Have you found Barbara yet? Has she shown up?
No.
The girl who
vanished.
The ginger girl who just disappeared halfway through the first series.
No.
And was like never even referenced. Nobody cared that she disappeared.
Well, no, you see her dead in the pool, in the Upside Down, don't you? I'm pretty sure you find out, you see that she dies.
I think it was more the fact that like nobody cared that she'd gone missing. Nobody was like, "Where's Barbara?"
Only Nancy was like, "Hey guys, my best friend's gone missing," and they were like, "We don't care."
Yeah, whatever.
No, tell me, where did you find this person?
I know I didn't. I'm just saying, have you like run?
Oh, okay. No, I haven't. I
wonder if maybe she's like the final boss.
I would be great. It would be really good if there was like a hidden Easter egg, like if like you're in the Upside Down and you see a swimming pool and you just see like a little skeleton in there or something. Like that would be really. I would like that. It's grim, but also. Hatchet to Babs.
Skeleton with like an orange wig.
That'd be really funny. Yeah, it's cool though. I like the vastness of it. Like it is a whole map.
Was so surprised when it opened up, because I thought it would be like because you kind of just play like the first bit is you just kind of locked into this facility and you kind of working your way through the rooms and puzzling stuff out. And yeah, once that finished, and it was like, here's the rest of the town. It was like, oh Jesus, this is like a proper like full-on game.
Yeah, there were like stores you can visit and like
there's like little side if you go around and talk to different people in the town, there's like side quests and stuff.
It's like, can you find this bag of salt and stuff like that? Like literally, like I've been randomly picking up because I'm the guy that explores everything, like absolutely everything in all the levels, and I'm going around in every room in every building, and I'm finding like science books, a bag of salt, like a cassette tape, like, and then like I'm going into stores and someone's like, oh well, yeah, I need a bag of salt for this thing, and then you're like, do you have a bag of salt? And they're like, oh, you do have a bag of salt. Oh, here's half a half. Like,
nice.
And like you basically get a good indication of like how many unlockables there are as well. So if you check your collectibles, the little hearts, there are like 38 little hearts, and every time you do something like a little side quest, you get a quarter of a heart. That's nuts. There's so much to do.
But some of the other collectibles I found, there's like VHS tapes that you have to find in each kind of main.
Yeah, so the VHS tapes unlock the Stranger Things.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, there's a trailer. Yeah, if you get all the tapes, it unlocks like an exclusive footage trailer thing.
Is it actually exclusive to the video? To the game?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, so do it just for
that. That's quite a nice little.
That's so cool.
Little feature.
Although saying that'd be up on the internet already.
Like, yeah, you can
probably find that on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice little thing to put in there.
Well, what other collectibles are there? There's gnomes that you can collect.
Yeah, I haven't got any of that.
Each one has a little story. Yeah, each one has a little name and a story. And like, when you go into the collectibles again, you can hover over the gnome and it gives a little text about them.
Maybe there's a Bob with a gnome.
There's a strawberry the gnome and grumpy and there's a couple of different weird ones. Yeah, that's cool. And obviously the main thing for clearing the missions is Eggos that you collect.
Oh yeah.
So I found. I don't know if I want to tell you this.
Yeah, no, it's
okay. Right, it's not a massive spoiler. I was like roaming around the woods and I found a chest that I couldn't unlock until I had a certain amount of Eggos.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, there's got to be something good in that chest. I'm going noted
okay.
in my like hand drawn map that I have. Cross that there. That's a secret treasure. There you go. Nice. So that's Stranger Things.
Old school.
Super old school. I loved it.
Yeah,
what else you playing? I know you were fucking with the Star Wars beta, weren't you?
Yes, that is exactly the other thing that I've been playing. Yeah, so the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta was last weekend. In fact, they extended it, I think, as we're talking. I think it's finishing this evening.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a few things to talk about here. It didn't start off great.
This is going to be good. I want to get a box of cookies.
Yeah, it didn't start off too great. I kind of downloaded it. I think I downloaded it maybe Friday night. Well, it was like the first day of the open beta.
Yeah.
I went to fire it up, and it kind of comes up with the title screen. Press a button, and then obviously the first kind of run, it flashes up like a terms and conditions thingy. Couldn't do anything. Like it didn't scroll, couldn't accept it, just completely frozen.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, this is a bit shit. So I kind of quit out. Went back to the dashboard, fired it up again. Like couldn't get past terms and conditions. So a bit of googling. People were like, hard reset your Xbox. So okay, right, I'll do a full power off, turn it back on, do it again, still didn't work.
Okay.
It's like, what internet? What else you got? If you've got to connect, unplug it, and then hard power off your Xbox and like pull out the power cable and do like a full like power cycle. Did all that. It worked. Finally. So yeah, after a couple of like full like hard resets. I finally managed
you managed to accept the terms and conditions.
Yeah. So
apparently part of their terms and conditions is you're not allowed to use a fucking Kinect.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a weird bug. So it wasn't a great start. There was a few like UI issues on the menu. So like when the menu first comes up, there's like a few kind of tiles on the menu, but none of them are selected. So you can't like use the stick to select a thing because there's nothing selected. So I had to use the shoulder button to go to another tab and then come back again, and then something's selected and you can move the selection around. So that was a bit fucked as well. So yeah, it wasn't off to a great start.
So it was buggy as fuck, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
The game, once I actually got into the game, it took a few games to get into it. Like the first 2 or 3 games, I was getting like horrid flashbacks to the last Battlefront, where I'm just getting headshotted from like 10 miles away by
Oh no, really?
assault rifles and stuff, and it's just like this can't they can't be this bad. But once I kind of settled into how the weapons and stuff worked, it did get better, and I actually found myself enjoying it, and I was getting reasonable amounts of kills myself, and it was kind of that turned out just to be more of getting used to the weapons and like the handling and stuff.
Yeah.
The new kind of class system's really nice. Like, so in this one you choose like assault. What are the 4 classes? Like assault, specialist, officer, and heavy. So you pick. They're your kind of staple classes that you get to choose every time you respawn, and they all play like fairly differently, which is kind of cool. So the specialist is like basically a sniper, and they all have like sets of abilities, and then as you're playing, like as you're doing like objectives and getting kills and stuff, you're kind of your points, you're accruing points, and then you can then spend those points when you respawn on. You can become like a higher level class. So there come a couple of the classes you can kind of buy into once you've got enough points. Is like a rocket trooper, or if you're like on the separatists thing on the assault on Theed map, you can become like a super battle droid or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. And that also extends to the heroes. So if you've got, I think the heroes cost like 3,000, like 3,500 points. So once you've got enough, if nobody else is currently playing the hero, you can just buy into it. So like you could just become Darth Maul when you respawn, which is kind of cool. I think it's a much better system than how it was in the last Battlefront, where there was like just icons placed on the map and you had to kind of
get to it to unlock.
Yeah, you had to like get to them and like camp it, wait for the icon to respawn, and then hope nobody else come and pick it up. Like, so this is a much better system of like you accrue points by playing the game, and then you can kind of buy into these like other classes and units and stuff. And it works the same way in like the fighter one as well.
So the points that you accrue, are they only for a match, or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically your score. It's essentially how you're scored on the leaderboard.
Okay.
Like the leaderboardy thing. So yeah, the more kills and like the more objective stuff that you do. I found myself able to buy stuff quite regularly, so it's not.
That's cool.
It didn't seem like
okay.
And it's a miles better system.
I would be aware there that like you're kind of limiting the cool stuff to good players, but if it's not,
That
I mean,
makes sense.
if you found that it was easy enough to get with like
I had to go on. I played some Darth Maul. And
okay, that's okay then.
The jump
as long as they balance that well, I think that's important. Like they need to be able to make sure that even the newbie players can get their hands on Darth Maul and Rey and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
and stuff like the jump troopers seemed particularly strong. But then you're limited to how many of those can be out on the map at one time. So.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
So you can only have a set number of the special.
Yeah, I don't know what the number was. Maybe like 3 or 5 or something like. But yeah, so the beta consisted of basically kind of 3 maps across. There was like 1 map on 3 different game modes essentially. So there was the kind of I can't remember what they called it this time. It was called Supremacy last time, but I think they've changed it to, I can't remember, I think it's called like Galactic Warfare or something stupid. It's the Assault on Theed kind of map.
Mm-hmm.
It was the big showcase at E3 and stuff, so it's like 20v20, like clones versus separatists. Yeah, so it's battle droids versus clones, and you kind of have to, the one side has to protect the big
the tank, isn't it?
There's a massive troop transport coming up like the main path on Theed, and if they get close enough, then you kind of fall back into the palace, and then there's like a third wave. If they kind of manage to push through these 2 control points, then you have to fall back to the throne room and kind of defend that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of nice how it changes, because the kind of the first phase is kind of all outside. And if you can actually take down the troop transport. There's like these kind of capture points, and if you capture them, you get these ion rocket launchers that you can then fire to do like major damage on the transport. So some matches actually ended on the outside phase with people like the transport getting destroyed. But yeah, if it progresses, then you kind of falls into like a more close quarters kind of interior fight, which is kind of nice to have that.
I remember seeing like that's where the champions like Darth Maul and Rey like really fuck you up.
Yeah, Darth Maul goes like ham with a double lightsaber in there.
He goes nuts inside the rooms.
Just bomb down the corridors and just knock people down.
Cool.
That was cool. Then they had another smaller map. It's worth pointing out that on the theme map as well, there's some fighter combat as well. So you could there was ships available, so you could fly around and do strafing runs on the ground and stuff. Like the city itself is quite, like certainly from the air, is quite sizable. It goes without saying, like graphically, the game looks absolutely stunning. Like,
I was really wanting to play it. I actually did, because I'm not a big Battlefront fan.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like the Battlefield games or anything like that. But this looked genuinely really good. Like so, I played the last one, and I experienced the same problems you had, where like I was just randomly fucking dying to like grenades that were thrown halfway across the map and like you sniped from the middle of nowhere, like, and it was kind of boring. But yeah, seeing like the gameplay from E3 and watching, so I've been watching a few streams today when I got my fucking internet sorted. So my internet was installed today, and like the Virgin Media guys left at like 4 o'clock, and I was just like, yes, Twitch. I was like, let's go. So I watched like 1 or 2 matches, and like it looks fun. Like it genuinely looks fun.
It is good.
It seems the maps like they are open, but it seems directed. You know, it's like,
and it's worth saying that. So in the maps with phases, like the feed one, the play area changes. So like when the kind of phase changes from the outside thing to the inside thing, you can suddenly find yourself like out of bounds because the play area is like shifted, and you're like, oh crap, you need to kind of get into like the playable kind of zone. So you can't just run out of the palace and kind of bomb all the way down the other end of the map, because it literally changes like the play area.
That's good. I like that.
So what I was going to say, so the other mode that's available in the beta is just called Strike, and it was a much smaller map. This was on. I'm gonna have to turn in my geek badge. I can't remember the name of the planet. It's where Maz's like cantina places. It's basically set in her
Jakku.
No, that's the desert one. I can't remember. I want to say Fondor, but I think that's the space where the space one was based in this.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, we're shit nerds.
Yeah, it's terrible. So it's based on her cantina place, and it's stormtroopers versus resistance, and you have to. Stormtroopers have to steal some like intel from inside the cantina and get it to a escape shuttle thing. It's a much smaller map. There's like a jungle, you kind of foresty bit outside. There's like again like interior of the cantina. It's really cool to run around in actually, because it's like properly fleshed out with like you can get onto the roof, and there's kind of like battlements at the top, cool. And there's like you kind of go through like. There's the passageway underneath, which is like from the film where Rey is kind of called. It's called down that passageway. And then you kind of go around through to like some back rooms, and there's like these big sort of stills where they're like brewing drinks of whatever the fuck they drink in that place. So it's really, really nicely kind of realised, and kind of quite cool to see like these locations.
I like that. I really like that.
So that was quite fun. I almost preferred, I think even actually in the last Battlefront, I preferred the smaller maps in some respect, because it was just, gameplay's, it's a lot faster paced, and like, if you get killed, it's a lot quicker to kind of get back into the action. Like some of the bigger maps, it can be you can die and then you spawn like fucking miles away.
In the last one, the problem I had was with Hoth.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just too open.
It was immense.
It was so big.
Yeah.
Like, and you would literally be running to an objective for like minutes. Like, literally minutes you're running to an objective.
And then you get killed. And then you have to do it all over again.
Yeah, it was like, alright, I'm done. So, yeah, I'm happy that they've really condensed down the maps and focused the combat, you know. That's really cool. I like that.
And then the third thing that was in the beta was the Starfighter, the space battle thing, which was really cool. So I only had a couple of games on that. I was enjoying the other modes more, but the thing that struck me was it was kind of, rather than just like space battle and every now and again there was a transport that you had to shoot down, which is kind of basically what the game mode was in Battlefront 1. It was like, this was much more, there was kind of more of a narrative to it. So this one, it was, you are assaulting like an Imperial shipyard where they're doing repairs on a Star Destroyer. And so it starts out and you have to take down some of the outer defences. Once you've done that, you have to take down the shield generators on the Star Destroyer. Once you've done that, you then have to shoot the power couplings. There's like 4 power couplings that are holding the Star Destroyer in place. And by disabling all those, it then exposes the reactor underneath the Star Destroyer, which you can then shoot. And then the power couplings kind of like re-engage, so it's like a kind of phases.
Okay.
You have to do that like 3 or 4 times so you can get enough damage on the reactor to
So is this...
So it's much more kind of, there's a much more kind of goal orientated kind of side to it, as well as just shooting down other players and stuff.
Oh, okay, that was what I was going to ask. Like, is this player versus player?
Or this is full. Yeah, so one side is trying to protect the Star Destroyer, the other side is assaulting.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of nice to have that narrative going through it. It made it a lot more engaging and kind of more interesting to play. Rather than just flying around trying to shoot other people down.
That's cool. How did you deal with the no up, like the no up orientation? Because so basically with these like space style battles, you have this problem where like there's no up orientation, so you can spin in any direction and you can like. Did you find that weird? Because it always takes me like 2 or 3 matches for these space battles. Not particularly. I mean, the fact that you've kind of got this Star Destroyer that's kind of anchored to the space station, that is your up, isn't it?
It gives you that perspective of like kind of
that's okay.
That is the right way around. But yeah, I mean, you can find yourself flying all over the place, like chasing down people, and I was quite enjoying playing as a TIE bomber, which just basically all its abilities are like fire missiles and stuff. So
blow shit up.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's cool. I'd be really interested to play that because I do like that space simulator style of.
I mean, yeah, it's very it's very arcadey.
It really is very reminiscent of Star Fox for me. Like
really.
Yeah, it reminds me of like old school N64 Star Fox because there's like 3 or 4 space missions in there where you're doing the same thing, like you're flying around space and trying to blow people up, like, and it always, when I play those sorts of games, it flashes me back to that. I love Star Fox. Star Fox was the shit.
Nice.
Yeah. When we get our hands on a NES, I will teach you what Star Fox is.
Play Star Fox 2.
Speaking of Star Wars, before we come off of this topic, you saw the trailer, didn't you?
Yeah, I have seen the trailer. It was good. I liked it.
And you booked tickets, didn't you?
I have booked tickets.
Yes. We booked tickets, as booked tickets for me and Cole and him to go to the IMAX in Ipswich.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing a double bill. They're doing Force Awakens at like 9 o'clock, and then on release on midnight they're doing
Last
Jedi.
Hardcore.
Yeah, the nerd in me has a huge fucking boner.
Yeah, I'm sure the latest trailer has done nothing to dissuade that.
Nope. Oh my goodness, what a great trailer.
Yeah, it was a really nice trailer.
Yeah, it was really good.
Some really great shots in it.
It annoys me how people are being like, spoilers, there's so many spoilers in the trailer.
I think it was massive misdirection.
It's huge misdirection.
Yeah, I don't think people...
There's no spoilers whatsoever. Like, they just wouldn't put spoilers in the trailer. Like, they wouldn't. Yeah. They're all fucking trying to throw you off. But I like it, I really like it. I love the fact, like, in the beginning I didn't know how I felt about the new trilogy feeling like the original trilogy. So obviously everyone's been like, well, Force Awakens is basically just A New Hope. Like that's.
I mean,
that's what
yeah,
it is,
that's.
like.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there are very obvious beats in Force Awakens, but you see, because I think I went to see it like opening day or whatever it was, and then all the everyone was going, oh, it's just A New Hope, and then the second time I watched it, like a week or so later, I was like, you know what, like the first hour of the film is like nothing like New Hope.
Yeah.
It's completely different. The kind of only real thing that is like A New Hope is the kind of Starkiller base kind of third act where they have to go in and blow up a thing.
It's just like, I'm not saying it's like note for note exactly the same as New Hope, but it has the same tone. Like you meet the hero, the guide / person of wisdom dies, and then you figure out who the antagonist is. Like it's very reminiscent of that, and I think that Last Jedi is going to be very Empire.
I mean, it's the dark second act.
This
is
it. Like,
shit has to go down, so the third act then comes, and there's the redemption and
for
all
sure.
the rest of it.
And I'm so fucking excited to meet Snoke. So excited to meet Snoke.
Yeah, there's that little shot of him in the trailer.
It's Andy Serkis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited. I love Andy Serkis. Like literally everything he's done, he's just been great.
Yeah, he's awesome. He just gets the best parts and everything.
Yeah, he does. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So have you seen the stupid fucking pictures of the poster going around on social media?
I think I just saw that on the bus on the way.
It has like an overlay of Darth Vader's face. It's like, come on, guys. Like really? Like that. I doubt that's intended. I highly doubt that it was intended.
It's possible that people are just.
I think people are getting really hopeful. Like being like, is this a hat tip to that? No, it's not. It's just coincidence. Like your mind is running away with you. Like as pointed out to me, I was just like, grow the fuck up. Like, come on, you're reaching now, man. Like you're really reaching. Like, looks good though. I'm excited.
I love the creatures, two little creatures in the trailer now. We already had the porgs, which are the little weird penguin things.
That's POWG, not PAWG.
It's PORG.
Oh, it's PORG. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely not porg. Okay.
But yeah, the little snow fox things, ice foxes. They were cool.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. It was like just a random shot of this ice fox running into
darting
shot.
around.
Yeah, it was like, that's so cool. So I'm
excited.
excited to see more of those guys.
14th.
Yeah.
14th. It's like 2 months and 3 days away.
Hopefully I haven't screwed up and have to DJ on the same night, which I may be doing.
So
it's a terrible mistake.
If I see it at midnight, see it with you, and then the next day I'm seeing it with Meha, and I think it's like
triple bill.
Yeah, triple bill. I'm just gonna get all of it. It's gonna be great. I have no problems with this.
Nice.
It's gonna be so good. Anyway, that was a bit off of the game topic, but we had to talk about it because we couldn't call ourselves nerds if we didn't want to talk about the Star Wars trailer.
Yeah,
it was great. I loved it.
But yeah, it was awesome. There were some great shots. There was a couple, some really nice moments in it.
Did I ever show you the side by side of Force Awakens and the first Last Jedi trailer?
No.
I'll show you after this because they structured the trailers exactly the same way.
Really?
So you get a big flash of the main character, and then it goes into a transition scene, and then there's like the scene with the TIE fighters across the water.
Okay.
But in The Last Jedi, it's like bombers.
Mm.
I'll show you it. It's really interesting.
I
really liked it.
They did a similar thing with the intro to Destiny. Somebody did a side by side of the intro, like the kind of opening cinematic of Destiny 1 and the opening cinematic of Destiny 2.
Oh, really?
And they were like almost shot for shot of like the ship kind of flying in over the landscape going towards the tower, and then like a shot of your dude fighting the ship. And yeah, they kind of mirrored.
I want to see that. I really want to see that.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. It just reminded me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't quite finished on the Battlefront 2 stuff.
Keep going. Keep telling me stuff.
Yeah, so games are well and good. So in the beta, it's capped at level 10.
Yeah.
Which I think I got to like 9.5 after playing it for like a day or so.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, I was getting a bit bored. It's a fun game to play, But I think just the limited pool of maps, are kind of like, I don't really want to play this map again, and I don't really want to play the other map. So it's like, I'm kind of done with this.
Okay, that's interesting. I think for a beta, that's kind of understandable.
Yeah. I mean,
let's just hope that they release it with like
enough
10 maps.
Yeah, enough things to keep it.
How many maps were released with the old one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I remember there being 2 maps for the beta because I played the beta a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember. And like, because the thing was, Battlefront 1 was, they had like 9 different game modes or something ridiculous on launch. It might have even been more. There was like a lot of different game modes, which kind of didn't help. I don't think it kind of...
Yeah.
In this one, there's 5 game modes, so they've trimmed it down, which I think was a good move. And of course, actually, the one thing we haven't got to play in Battlefront 2 is the single-player campaign, which is kind of, we haven't got our hands on that yet, so it'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I really want to play that. The single-player campaigns are always good.
The other thing to talk about is the loot boxes.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you get loot boxes for doing stuff. So in the beta, you get in them. So as you played with each of the 4 basic classes, once you played with each one for like 10 minutes, you got... So if you played the heavy for 10 minutes, you got like a heavy starter loot crate thing. And then as you played the game, you obviously accrued credits, and then they were like 1,000 credits a pop for additional loot crates.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of different types you can choose from. You can buy like a Starfighter loot crate or a Trooper loot crate. So there's a couple of variants you can pick from. And so the loot crates include ability cards, which come in various flavours. So each of the classes has a set of cards that you can collect, and then each card can be of... There are 3 or 4 rarities. I think there's like a bronze, silver, gold, platinum versions of each card. So you might unlock like the silver version of one of these ability cards, which say increases damage output on one of your abilities by like 20%, but then the platinum one might increase it by 40%. So if you then get the later one, or you can craft, you get crafting materials, but it's been pointed out that they drop in very low amounts, and the crafting costs are very high. So
maybe they'll tweak that.
Maybe not. So yeah, crafting wasn't really viable at all, certainly in the beta, but it doesn't look like it's a viable route to go. So you're going to be wanting opening stuff from loot boxes.
I suppose if you think about it, like the crafting is probably a way of combating the loot boxes, because it's like you can craft stuff if you play the game a lot.
But here's the problem. As I say, these cards that you get from the loot crates can increase damage output and cooldowns and stuff. If you throw a shitload of money at this, you're going to be able to increase your damage output like significantly on various characters. Which surprisingly has caused a lot of discussion in the community over the weekend as this has come to light. I mean, Boba Fett was singled out specifically because he some of his cards give him a damage boost and like cooldown reductions on his I think it's his wrist rocket barrage thing, and can just make him like ridiculous once you power his cards up enough. So yeah, I mean, the people who are going to throw...
It's pay to win.
Yeah, it is literally pay to win.
It's pay to win.
Yeah.
Like, you do more damage, more DPS.
So, yeah, more sustain, everything.
I'm already uninterested. I'm sorry, I'm already disinterested with this game.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do come out and address this. I mean, there's been several articles written about this that I've seen over the weekend of people discussing like this kind of card system. I mean, even back when it was announced, people were kind of a bit wary of it because of the way they announced it, saying like, oh, and all the ability cards are going to be in loot crates that you can buy with real money, and people were like, really? That doesn't sound great. But now it's like been fully confirmed that this stuff like genuinely has an impact on the gameplay, like how strong your characters are.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not great.
Well, I suppose the question is now: do they adjust?
Yeah, I mean,
Do they adjust to answer the problem to solve the problem here,
but
or
then
do
I
they
don't
just?
know. So the crates are the only way, really, of getting these cards. They don't come from any other source. So I don't know how you would. I mean, you would have to remove the real world money aspect of it to make it fair.
Well, it's either remove the real world money aspect or allow people to buy the same crates with in-game currency, like.
Although you can buy it with in-game currency, but it's just, if somebody spends 50 or 100 quid on buying 100 crates, then you're obviously going to get more stuff and be more powerful.
Yeah, well, then I suppose then the solution is remove the cards that directly impact the game,
But yeah, I mean that's not possible either, because it is all of the abilities for all of the classes and heroes. So yeah, I'm not asking you for solutions.
I think
it just seems like it's a very obvious
problem. It's a very big problem.
Yeah. And I can't believe that they wouldn't see this coming, because, as we just discussed previously on this podcast, like the loot box issue has been, it's been a hot topic for the past year or so. So the fact that they kind of implemented this system, which, if fine, that you do get stuff like the victory poses and cosmetics and stuff that are also included, but the fact that there is stuff in there that directly affects your abilities and your damage output,
I think having it in there isn't the end of the world, as long as the people that aren't paying have access to it. Like, they can get it, and it's not like it's not one of those things where you have to win 20 games to buy one of these crates.
No, it's certainly not. It's not definitely not that bad.
That's good. As long as it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it is going to mean day one, the person who drops 200 quid on loot boxes
is going to be top of the leaderboards.
Yeah, they're going to be in a much stronger position than the people who are just playing it free. So that's the thing. I was going to say free to play. It's not free to play. It's a full retail product that costs 60 quid or more if you buy the deluxe version.
And then they're asking you to buy more fucking loot crates.
Yeah, that's the kicker. It's if this was a free game they were putting out that had the microtransactions, then I mean, okay, it'd be pay to win, but it'd be free, so who cares? But it's not. This is a fully top tier release. This isn't even AAA. It's not even a 15-20 quid title. This is a full 60 quid
pounds,
title that is then layering on this microtransaction stuff on top, and it's it just feels greedy.
Corporate. It's super corporate, isn't it? Well, I mean, look at the people that developed it. I don't mean to cuss out EA, but they're known for it. They're known for this exact thing. And I bet you as well, they're going to be maps and champions and things gated behind DLC. There's going to be so much.
No, that's one thing they've changed. So in Battlefront 1, there was a season pass with 4 DLC, paid DLC packs. They have said that all DLC this time around will be free.
Alright.
Which is,
good for them.
Yeah, it's definitely a move in the right direction.
Kudos to EA.
Because the problem...
Now just remove the loot crates from your shit game.
Yeah, I think part of the problem was, because Battlefront 1 was online only, having these then paid DLC packs, which added different modes and maps and heroes, I can only imagine the online community was so fragmented when trying to find games. Because if you had a couple of the DLC packs but not the other two, then there's certain things you were able to play, then you couldn't play other things, and the fragmentation must have just been ridiculous. So by saying this time around all the expansions will be free, it makes a lot more sense, because everyone's on the same playing field, everyone's got the same stuff, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to manage.
Maybe this is why they're putting quite a bit of emphasis on the
loot crates,
because they're losing the revenue from DLC.
Possibly, but it shouldn't be as game affecting as it is. That's the problem.
I agree.
And
agree.
A lot of people are very upset, and rightly so. It's
let us know if you've played the beta. Let us know your opinion on this, because yeah, I like to, I would like to hear other people's opinions.
I certainly haven't heard anybody speaking about it in a positive way, but if you can see a positive in this, then yeah, I'd be interested to
drop a comment. Let us know
your opinion. So that's what I've got to say on Battlefront 2.
Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, it's going to be a huge game anyway. Like,
yeah, I mean,
this is always the thing, isn't it? Like,
I mean, with the film, I mean, obviously they've timed it to come out with the new film. Like, was it a month before the film dropped? So, the brand Star Wars brand hype is strong at the moment. So yeah, I mean, they're certainly not going to be losing any money.
I think this is always the thing with these big games. Like, even if they have these problems, people are still going to fucking play it. Like, look at Destiny. Like, Destiny was exactly the same.
Yeah, the community stuck with it for 3 years, and it was shockingly bad.
I mean, no, the community uproared. They were like, "This is atrocious, Bungie. What have you done?" And then continued to play their game. I mean, we're not going to stop playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of discussions happening about D2 at the moment, but I don't want to get into that because you haven't even played it yet. There's
2 weeks. I have 2 fucking weeks ahead. Just shut up.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Is it getting stale already?
There are issues with it. It's mainly around. I really don't want to get into it because I don't want to go into the whole Destiny rant again. We don't want to be the Destiny.
Let's save it
podcast
for 2 weeks' time when I get on the Destiny
that
rant,
makes sense.
because I'm going to hit that Destiny rant so fucking hard in 2 weeks' time. You have no idea. So, like, let's assess this actually. So, it launches the 24th. So I would have had.
That's literally 2 weeks. 24
hours.
Okay, yeah.
I would have played it solidly. I'm not sleeping. I'm gonna play it midnight 23rd, and then I will go to sleep midnight 24th.
Oh, and then you have 24th and 25th. You have two solid days.
I've got a good 2 solid days. So let me play it, and then I'm gonna hit you so fucking hard with the Destiny brand.
I think you'll 100% be through the campaign in that time as well.
Yeah, I will. Chip and I, we're just going to play all night? Yeah, okay, cool.
Nice.
It's going to be great. Okay.
Yeah, so what else is going on?
We've got a couple of discussion point about Overwatch. We can talk about Overwatch for a little bit.
Yeah, the
Halloween event / patch launched.
Yeah, that came out today.
Yeah, it came out today.
Yesterday.
Today or yesterday? I don't know.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, so all of the old Halloween skins are available again.
Yeah,
which is exciting. Really cool. Some of them are really cool. Yeah. The Reaper one was like my favourite. I think the Headless Horseman Reaper, that was really cool.
But there are new ones as well.
And there are new ones as well.
In fact, Reaper has a new one.
Oh really?
Yes, I think it's like a Phantom of the Opera one. I'm assuming the other one is still available. But
if they've given Reaper another Halloween skin without giving other people Halloween skins, was Winston's Yeti skin a Halloween skin? It wasn't, was it? It was like a Christmas skin.
I think so, yeah.
It was a Yule skin.
I know. So the one people who've got new ones, Reaper, McCree,
Widowmaker has one.
May, Widowmaker, and Symmetra and Zenyatta. Zenyatta's is amazing if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
He's got like a Cthulhu inspired. Oh, something just fell over. What was that?
I don't know, that was really weird.
We got a poltergeist. We're talking about Halloween.
I have to live in this fucking house, don't say that.
Wanted.
Wait, no, don't, no. Talk about Zenyatta.
Yeah, he has this Cthulhu inspired skin. So he's kind of got this big tentacle face thing. And it's amazing.
What?
You have to look it up after we're done with it. It's so cool.
Oh my goodness. I haven't played Overwatch in such a long time.
Yeah, same here actually. I don't think I'm definitely going to jump in and have a bite. Because the Halloween, I actually don't know. I know they're doing the skins and the event and stuff. Is it the same event as last year? Is it the PvE?
Yeah. I think, no, it's not. I think it's a different event. I think they have a different game mode. It's not the same.
Yeah, because last year it was like a wave-based,
or it will be
Junkenstein's Revenge thing,
or it will be that and a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to look up. I don't have any notes.
Yeah, having not played it.
Yeah.
I need to log in and get some cool skins.
I mean, not having internet for the last 2 weeks has been awful. But like, I've not played Overwatch in months. I need to get back on that because I did like that game. Who do you main? Who do you play?
I mean, last time I was playing, it was my go-tos were Lucio and Sombra. I really enjoy Sombra.
Lucio apparently is getting like massive movement nerfs.
See, that makes me sad.
And yeah, it's causing uproar because it's basically going to change his style. Like, cause I main Lucio. Lucio is like my support healer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I absolutely love.
He's great.
I love the fact that there are two ways you can play him. Like, you can play him with you switch between your speed and your heal, like a few, like a little bit, and you become like you can become like an average to good healer. But then if you play him properly and you switch between your heal and your speed boost like almost instantly, like when you need it, like you can become like a top tier healer with him. Like I think I like him. I like his playstyle really well. I play with Winston as well. Winston's like my tank.
Oh yeah, Winston's fun.
I love Winston. I love the fact that he's just like an arrowhead. He's just an initiator. He's just like, we're going in, cool. Winston! It's so good. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, last time I was playing, Doomfist had just come out last time I was playing.
He's kind of mediocre. I think he's fallen back a bit. Like, he's very niche. He only fits in a few maps, from what I recall.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of...
Be interesting to see what happens once the league gets underway. The old Overwatch League, which is now in the final preparation stages.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to follow it. In January, yeah. I'm going to follow it because now I don't watch League of Legends anymore. I'm missing that like weekly competitive tournament thing, you know.
So yeah, they've recently announced like two of the teams have come out with their official team names and colour schemes and logos, and I'm not sure if each team is attributed to a hero, but it certainly looks like each team is getting their own skin.
Oh, really?
So the first team that came out was the Shanghai something. I can't remember the full name. The team based in China, the Shanghai something, Shanghai Dragons, I think they're called.
If they're not based on like Genji,
I think it was Mei.
Oh yeah, Mei's Chinese. Genji and Hanzo.
And yeah, so like they have like team colours. So they're like obviously like red, yellow, etc. And then yeah, so they have like their team logo, but then also there's like a shot of Mei stood in like a team coloured skin with their logo on her like
that's cool
chest. And then the other team that was put out was Detroit Fuel, which I can't remember which esports teams are attributed to these, because these are additional names on top of the esports teams' names.
Yeah,
like the original team names, because they've gone for this like the location based, like the teams are attributed to a physical city. So yeah, Detroit Fuel, so keeping that automotive kind of link to the sort of Detroit theme. And yeah, there's kind of like they've got this kind of bluey grey colour scheme with and they actually had Genji as their displayed player in their kind of with a grey blue thing again with the team logo on his chest. So I assume like they'll get a full suite of skins for all the heroes, I guess.
I mean,
which would be really cool.
It's Blizzard. Like I wouldn't put it past them to.
I mean, the amount of money that these guys are paying.
200 mil buy-in. Like I want a fucking skin.
20 mil.
Oh yeah, 20 mil. Sorry, did I say 200 mil? No, okay.
20
mil buy-in. Yeah, not even 20 mil.
Well, yeah, 20 mil is like ridiculous. Yeah. So yeah, you'd want a full set of skins for that.
I mean, it's Blizzard as well. Like, I wouldn't put it past them. Like they would do that.
I'm still.
Like, how many teams are going to be in the league?
There's 12.
12 teams.
The disappointing thing is that 9 of them are in the US, which I don't know how that's kind of shaken out, because originally they were, when they announced it, it was like this big global thing, people all over the world, like it's 9 teams in the US and then
one from each other region.
It's like 1 in Europe, 1 in China, and then I think the other one's Korea. I think the other team's Korea.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, so it's you like look at the map and it's just like there's a whole load over here and then ... and it's like it's a bit sad. It's a shame that like why is that like the weird thing is the European one is London. The team's not even based in London. I can't remember who it was who picked. I think it was it. I want to say Cloud9, but I might be wrong there. Who are not traditionally
Cloud9 aren't even like a UK team.
So why and why is there no more in Europe? Like there's plenty of European esports.
There's huge names like Fnatic. Like I'm really shocked that Fnatic don't have their fingers in this. Like,
and it may maybe they thought the price was too cheap. Maybe they applied and got turned down. I mean, I was telling you just before we started recording. So it was a team called Rogue, who are based in Vegas, who have been doing really well in like tournaments. Like they're one of, if not the top Overwatch team. They've just announced that they disbanded because
they didn't get into the league.
They were turned down. They had the money. They did all the paperwork. And they, for whatever reason, they were like, no, you can't participate. And so they actually disbanded, not as like a protest or anything, but they disbanded so their players could
actually play. Yeah.
Give their players a chance to play, and like 2 of them have already been contracted to like teams that are participating. So it's good that they are going to go on and participate. But
really eager to see the rosters for the teams. Like I want to see if like some of the streamers that play that are like top tier players, like Seagull. I want to see Seagull in this league because he will just wash it up. The guy's insanely good. But watch this space, I suppose. I wonder when we'll get some more information on that.
I mean, there's supposed to be a pre-season, so I would hope that would kick off at BlizzCon next month, I guess.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, because they haven't got a huge amount of time. I mean, I guess it would be like friendlies and stuff to show off the teams, but I mean, they need to get all the rest of the teams announced. Maybe they're doing. I mean, have they got enough time to do one a week before BlizzCon? I don't think they have actually.
No, it's not 9 weeks, is it? It's like 6 weeks on BlizzCon.
Yeah, so I have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, well, we'll check that out.
Got
anything else to talk about?
We've got one more thing.
One more thing.
So we can squeeze in. It's just a little thing that happened. It was announced last week. EVE Online. You may know the incredibly dense and statistical MMO that is EVE Online. It's the space tradery combat-y thing that has.
I've seen it.
It's famous for its like guild battles that just include like thousands of ships just going crazy on each other. Like some of the videos and stuff that I've seen of these like massive like clan and like it's nuts. Like you have the players with the massive capital ships and then all the like smaller ships, and then you get all these clans kind of banding together to try and take territories and stuff, and there's just like craziness going on. Like but yeah, it's a very dense game to get into. I think it's fair to say it's incredibly statistical, very numbers driven. I've tried to play it a couple of times, and
it's just like over your head.
Yeah, it's just way too like it's like a serious time investment. Like it's one of these games that like, I mean, I guess as much as you would say with RuneScape, it's like you play this and you probably don't play much else because it just kind of sucks that. Not even sucks the time, but like it demands the time to put into it to kind of get something out of it, so to speak. But yeah, they've actually. I don't know if there was like an EVE Con type thing last week, but they've announced a mobile game. Yeah, very mobile this week.
Yeah.
But
it's the future. Mobile. The future is mobile.
Yeah, soon everyone will be doing it. And so, but rather than being, again like a weird match 3 game as everything seems to be, it's almost like they've made EVE Lite for mobiles. So it's a fully like MMO style kind of build up your ships and your army, send people off on missions and kind of building up resources, and like it's a very, again, they seem to have created a very sort of dense, complex kind of mobile experience, which I say, I mean, I'm calling it kind of EVE Lite mainly because I don't really know how other to describe
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But
fair
it's
enough.
like the people who know about this sort of thing, like who've seen it, like the thing they put out a video and stuff of it in action. There's a whole bunch of screenshots. Yeah, I've said like it looks like a really nice extension of the kind of main game. But yeah, in a mobile format, so it's pretty cool. They kind of they partnered with like a mobile developer, so they're not doing it themselves, but they kind of outsourced it and kind of had
That's
a
cool.
big hand.
I think it's a good move. I think it's a really
Yeah.
good move. Like a lot of these big, like heavily clan-based games are big on mobile at the minute. Like Clash Royale is huge. You know, it's
Actually, they've just taken. I just saw, was it yesterday, the day before? They just announced quite a significant change where everybody else is going crazy for loot boxes. They've actually pared theirs back. They made a massive change. That, I mean, typically in Clash Royale, you would, and a lot of mobile games of that ilk, you would get like 1 or 2 free loot boxes a day. Like you kind of just log in and claim them, and like every 6 or 12 hours, like a new one appears, sort of thing. They've actually removed that and replaced it with like a quest system.
so you have to do stuff
Yeah,
similar to Hearthstone.
yeah. They kind of want you to. They're kind of actively pushing you to play the game rather than just
Logging
in every day,
get free
getting
stuff.
free stuff and then not bothering. So it's interesting that kind of, whereas a lot of people are actively piling loot boxes into their games, they've actually turned around and gone, you know what, we're actually going to take them out. I mean, you can still buy chests and chests in the shop, but yeah, they've kind of taken that aspect away because they actually want people to play the game. I wonder if there's been like a drop in like
I think you get
active players.
I think with that sort of game, you get a lot of people making multiple accounts to farm currencies because you can sell them real world trading. It's a big thing for mobile games. Chip was telling me actually, because he plays a few mobile games like that of that ilk, and it's a big thing. People make like multiple accounts just so they can log in for the free stuff, and then trade it off to people for real world money.
Build up their collection.
Yeah, so I mean, if someone makes 20 accounts, that's 20 times the daily reward that they can just sell. So it's kind of it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting the way it works. So yeah,
very mobile centric.
very mobile centric episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? You gonna do your thing?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put it up on my phone because I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Fact of the week.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
We need to make a jingle.
We do.
It's fact of the week. Doom.
Yeah, it'll probably sound nothing like that, but yeah, let's make a jingle. It's something we've actually talked about. I do want to.
Yeah,
we do want to kind of up the production value a little bit.
Yeah, add some little sound bites here and there.
Yeah, we are going to make some. Unfortunately, I've been a bit busy. I've had some more freelance stuff on, so I was planning to have a look at some jingly stuff last weekend.
That's fine. Well, I mean,
I
we can
got a
both
bit-
look at it.
Got a bit swamped in some code.
We need to add an outro song and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, there's some little bits we can do to spruce it up a bit,
Yeah, for sure.
make it a bit more lively. But anyway, yeah, my fact of the week.
Hit me with the fact of the week, Ed.
So, back in the good old 1980s, before you were born.
Yep.
It's terrifying. Nintendo were famed for their like weird experiments with various things. So it was like the power glove and the light guns and weird bits and pieces.
Right. Yeah. One
thing that was prototypes but never made it to market. It was shown to toy retailers. There's a guy who was working at Nintendo at that time called Howard Phillips, and he shared on his Facebook page, he kind of dug up this old sales brochure that he presented apparently to some like people like Toys R Us, and like he kind of touted it around. And it was for the Nintendo knitting machine. Yes, you heard me right. The Nintendo knitting machine. It was able to produce an array of different sweaters. This was a real thing that they built.
Hey, man, if you give this to hipsters now, like Nintendo, like 80s Nintendo and knitwear.
The best thing, I'm gonna show you this. I want you to read out the tagline. This is the legit brochure thing. This is a scan of the brochure that this guy who works for Nintendo put on his Facebook. And I just want you to read out the tagline that is on the top of this.
Now you are knitting with power.
How amazing is that?
Is that a picture of the thing?
Yeah, that is a...
I don't understand. So
It's,
what?
it's a knitting machine that connected to like the NES.
So is that you're playing games and knitting at the same time? I don't understand the purpose.
Well, no, I don't. I think when you play games, you were just able to produce sweaters of different patterns that you could like load into it, and it would knit you a sweater. Yeah, I mean, you can see why it didn't make it to market. I mean, but the fact that they made a prototype and it like, they were touting it around. It's a pretty random piece of kit. I can see you're completely dumbfounded.
I mean, I don't know what to say to this. Like, I don't. Yeah, I can fully understand why no one went for it.
Yeah, it's utterly bizarre.
But like as I say, like give that to hipsters, like 2017 hipsters. They would love this. 80s themed knitting with a Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is insane and random. Thank you for your fun fact of the week.
You're very welcome. I know how much you love them.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah.
So that has been us, I think. Yeah. I mean, we'll wrap there. I think that's a good amount of time.
Right. So next week we are going to have a guest.
Unless, we will.
Like
unless we don't.
London screws over
unless
here.
we don't.
Yeah, but we are planning to have a guest. Johnny from Eurogamer will hopefully be with us. He was supposed to be here last week. And everything went wrong. He was away at a gig tonight, which is why he couldn't come this week. So yeah, we've got him booked in for next week. And hopefully he will be here with us to share his tales of cooking weird video game recipes.
And maybe give us a bit of an update on what he's what pies he's got his fingers in.
Literally.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows?
So
tune in for that. That's going to be a good episode.
Should be
hopefully hopefully we can get a good episode out of him. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's all.
Thanks for tuning in. We've been Guys Playing Games. I've been Perry.
I've been Ed.
Like, favourite, share, do all that good social media stuff, and we will see you next week. Cheers, guys.